you, but you don't pick it up. I'm so sick of it, still I can't stop. I've been calling you about your kiss and games. Your selfish bird telling me to stay. I've run out of patience, but you don't give a damn about the things I do. I'm so sick of the ways that so I take a leap of faith, hoping you will still behave, 'cause I will be here waiting.
I don't know what's up with this world, with these men that act like boys, boys that wanna be girls, girls that wanna be boys, and women that act like girls. What's wrong with ya? No, I can't get along with ya. That's why I wrote this song for ya. I hope my prayers make it to the good Lord for ya. 'Cause you know I break the law for ya. Yeah, you know I risk it all for ya. But can't get the thing after everything that I offered ya. Guess I must be offered to ya. That's what them demons say when they be talking to ya. Guess that's why I can't get a ring and you won't answer me no more calling ya.
I've been calling you, but you don't pick it up. I'm so sick of it, still I can't stop. I've been calling you about your kiss and games. Your selfish bird telling me to stay. I've run out of patience, but you don't give a damn about the things I do. I'm so sick of the ways that so I take a leap of faith, hoping you will still behave, 'cause I will be here waiting.
I am like something you never had before. When those to this, you'll be back for more. That's for sure. What you laughing for? The last thing I'm finna be is the last resort. I'm so not with the back and forth. I jump straight to conclusions and I'm out the door. Drop these ends, get you a real one. You always stay in touch with who ain't feeling ya. I don't even know why you deal with them, 'cause you ain't getting back what you're giving them. I hate to burst your bubble, it's full of helium, but it ain't healing ya. You never really broke my heart, you just hurt my feelings. And what I learned from this is, if you looking for love, don't search for this. Shh. Don't search for this. Said if you looking for love, don't search for this. Shh. Don't search for this. Shh. I'm done calling you. 'Cause you won't pick it up. 'Cause deep don't give up. I'm so sick, I'm done. I'm done calling you. You just play kissy face. Selfish bird telling me to find a way.
I just wanna chill around positive vibes. Nothing negative, it will fuck up my vibe and blowing my heart. I just wanna sit back and chill and just sip wine. I came from a dark place, now I'm living in light.
I am intentional, I am abundant. I bring to existence all that I want, and I done tapped into the God in me. Cut my locks off and switched up the vibe in me. Like how I manifest within, how I choose to defend. Who I label my friends, how I make amends. 'Cause I'm choosing laughter, it's peace that I'm after. I abracadabra, then poof, chakras blast off. My soul take this cast off, projection surpassing. Obsidian protection in case this trip lasts long. I see with 3 eyes, that's why my crown headstrong. Corona is viral to spirits living dead wrong vibration.
I just wanna chill around positive vibes. Nothing negative, it will fuck up my vibe. Sit back and chill and just sip wine. I came from a dark place, now I'm living in nowadays.
I am intentional. I am intentional. Yes, I'm invincible. I am intentional. I am intentional. I am intentional. I am the one. Yes, I'm invincible. I am intentional. I am the one. I am intentional. I am the sun. I am intentional. I am the sun. I am intentional. I am the sun. I am original. I am the one. I have ambition. I am consistent. People don't cross me without my permission. I am the one. I am the one. I am the one. I am the one. I am intentional. I am intentional. I am the one. Listen, people don't cross me without my permission. I am the one. I am intentional. I am the sun. I am the one. Cross me without my permission. I am the one. I am intentional. I am the sun. I am original. I am the one. My journey is My journey is no competition. Cross me without my permission. I am grateful for all I've been given. I am unique. I am complete. I am everything that I wish to see. I am unique. I am unique. I am unique. I am complete. I am everything that I wish to see. I am unique.
Finding quality R&B music in the current market is like finding a needle in a haystack. So what do you do if you're an R&B fan looking for something new to get your teeth into? You get frustrated by the choice, get disappointed by the talent, get bored of the same old, same old. Solution, introducing Young Bae's True American album. Visit thebaemusic.com. That's the solution.
All these teardrops are alone.
Visit thebaemusic.com.
I'm back in love again. Don't change like get another grand. I see grand horizon.
Peace, y'all. Welcome to the Planetary Forecast. We are doing the dates from yesterday, September 26th, until next week was October 3rd. So, I just want to start off like I usually do with my today, because I was supposed to do this yesterday. So we have the sun is now officially in Libra energy, and for those of you guys who were not tapped into last week's episode, I'm gonna read off of what exactly that means for the sun to be in Gemini in regards to the Kabbalah, because you guys know I'm a big fan of the Kabbalah, and then my notes from different things of all these times. But we're dealing with the energy of Tishrei. This is the sign of Libra. This is the 7th month of the astrological wheel that begins in Nisan, and which is the sign of Aries. And Libra is the Masnaim, in Hebrew that means scale. So that's fun. The scale on which we weigh fruits, vegetables, or any other things. And so in ancient times, the scale was used by putting on the objects to be weighed on one side and stones and unit of measurement on the other. And in our modern times, we use digital scales, and the effect of the scales, they've been lost over time, of course, because of how we do things now. In any case, the idea of the scale is it takes two opposite and different things to check on the difference between them. On Rosh Hashanah, this metaphysical action, it takes place when all of our actions are being weighed, the good deeds and the bad deeds. The scales are being examined actually, and the decision is made as to who will live and who will die, who will be rich and who will be poor, according to how the scales tip. The month of Tishrei was created by the letter Lamed, and this letter is very special as it's the only letter in the Hebrew alphabet which goes above the line. It's built from two triangles, which are upper and lower triangles, that show us that we can build the balance between parallel universe. We live in a physical world, but the true world is a metaphysical one. And then the scales can help us connect and fuse the two worlds together. So that's exciting. Lamed is the letter of learning, and that is why people born under the sign of Libra are generally very intellectual people with big desires to study, learn, know, and understand. And the planet Venus rules over the sign of Libra, and this is the planet which rules love, couples, money, and art. Libras are romantic people, sensitive, loving, and make good business people. They love aesthetics, music, and visual arts. Libras have the tendency to please the whole world, and then sometimes they lose that Libran balance because they give too much, and they must make a point of saying no from time to time. Libras are good business people. Venus controls money, which is why Librans need to learn to give to charity, donations, and tithing. And in order to infuse money with positivity and give money to the right balance. The first 10 days of Libra are called the 10 days of repentance, the peak of which is Yom Kippur, which is the day of atonement, the day on which the birth is. So repentance, prayer, and charity can nullify any negativity headed your way. What is that? That shit was happening at one time. No, I do not. But yeah, so the sun walked into Libra energy last week, and that's essentially what it is in the Kabbalah. Like the lessons for the Libras is to learn balance, learning how to receive instead of giving all the time. As Libras do have the tendency to do a little people pleasing energies. I myself, I go back and forth with things like that. Like being a Virgo, Leo, Libra cusp, I don't receive well, personally speaking. That has been the lesson the past couple days in my personal self. Learning how to receive, learning to be okay with receiving and things like that. It's just a very weird feeling. So I get a vibe that this Libra season is all gonna be about sunshine and learning how to receive, but we'll see. But yeah, I don't really like to give dates for Libra energy, more so because like every year is different. Like, whenever the sun decides to go into Libra energy, that's where it's going to be. If it decides to exit out of Libra energy, that's what it's going to be. And it's different every year. So to have set dates doesn't make sense to me personally because I go by the constellation. But Libra is an air energy, which is the energy of an intellectual, factual sense of self, drawn to mental challenges, curious breath of fresh air, time to be swept into an adventure. That's any air energy. As far as the tarot goes, Libra energy, being an air energy, is associated with the swords. Okay, so that usually, when a sword card is pulled, they usually deal with some level of morality or conflict in life or whatever. Venus being the planet of sensuality, laws of attraction, romance, love, and relationships. Venus influence helps one to value oneself and their relationships. And it's the season to catch up with an old friend or mend a relationship, as we're in like the first draft of cuffing season. It's so funny how like we do these little shallow things, but it's still in such an alignment with the cosmos. But yeah, so push yourself to nurture your connections and look up to where Venus is in your natal chart and learn about your likes, your preferences, your attractions, or look up the Venus of a loved one. It will reveal what areas one wishes to seek balance in. The Empress card is also associated with Venus energy. The Empress card is all about security and motherhood. And then when we get into the Orishas, Oshun is associated with Venus energy, and this is the goddess of love and waters, protector of the poor and orphans. Aphrodite, Venus are also other goddesses associated with. Copper, emerald, jade, lapis, sodalite, turquoise, and tourmaline are good stones and metals to have at this time. And if y'all want to check out my website, let's go by collection.com. Y'all can get that. 6 is the number associated with Libra energy. 6 is the number of beauty and creativity, the union of the conscious and the unconsciousness. This deals with balance, perfection, wholeness, healing, release, truth, or focus on spiritual life, home, this we're dealing with the nebulous because y'all know I love Neptune. And we're dealing with the 6 spheres, the spheres of manifestation. And this is a period of time where one becomes aware that a balance or oneness must exist between the fourth and the fifth sphere, which is your subjective and objective realms, the spiritual and the physical. And one must be in the world and not of it. And this is also the law of equilibrium. When we get into Netherlands 6x of creation, we're dealing with the ninth sphere, but this brings on the physical and spiritual together to create. So this is just literally like the energy of creation, finding unification of the above and below. You know, your heart chakra is the middle chakra that brings on the balance of the above, which is your spiritual chakras, and the below, which is your physical chakras. So, you know, really tapping into your heart, tapping into that Venusian energy, love, romance, creativity, all that is definitely like the key to not conquering, but rising above the Libra energy, where things are usually like getting out of balance and out of whack. You know, we're here to bring balance back. And then last but most certainly not least, 6 is also associated with coordinator, administrator, balance. Again, copper, Apache tier, bloodstone, citron, jade, and onyx are good stones to have on your altar, whether it's your space altar or your body altar. It's a time to be swept off your feet with love, beauty, and pleasures at the moment. I'm trying to get swept off my feet with some food, you heard me? Especially as my diet changes and I'm moving away from the cold and wet foods, and I'm moving into the hot and wet foods, like the soups and the squashes and the pumpkins and all that stuff like that. This is the time to find balance and fun with family and friends. And it's time for my phone to get itself in order. Every time it vibrates, it's like, yeah, what are you trying to do? This is also a time of creativity. This is a time to meditate. And just like, you know, find balance in people, places, and things and situations, honestly. Venus, as y'all know, rules Friday. Friday is our Venusian day, and that's the energy of love, abundance, nurturing, beauty, happiness, and friendship. Like, it's so by design that we get paid on Fridays, because Venus rules Friday. What Venus is about? Business and love, fun. So, like, even in like shallow, man-made stuff, we still be so aligned with the cosmos. We don't even know. It's crazy. So how we started off the week, like I said, we started off the week with the cardinal energy of Libra in the second house. That second house is ruled by Virgo vibe. We started off the week with the moon also in Libra, about 3 degrees away from the sun, still in that cardinal energy of Libra in the second house ruled by Virgo vibe. So finding yourself like really paying attention on your external and internal stuff. Paying attention to detail and applying in your daily routine that balance and love and romance, because the second house is ruled by Taurus energy, which is all about like just manifesting and pinnacles and being determined and all those things. So finding balance in the material things, finding balance in love has very much been on the forefront with Libra in the second house. So that's Venus and Venus. Just paying attention to those things and just like knocking the stuff out the box that doesn't serve you anymore. That's really been the vibes as we walked into Libra energy. And for some of you guys, it probably hit y'all with bang. And sometimes, you know, when you're not listening, when you think you're about to be bigger than the cosmos, instead of rising above the cosmos, you think you're about to be bigger than the cosmos and be like, oh, I'm gonna make the currency what I wanted to make it. It doesn't work that well. You usually get punched in your face. So like when you're not moving along with the energy, you're not moving like water, and you think that, you know, keeping your arms like, you know, bigger things happen to pull apart. What's up? Oh, you gotta give me a minute. I got you. I'm doing the forecast. Sorry. Because I have to do like a whole thing with that. When we start off the week with Mercury. Mercury is our decision-making mind, our communication, how we express ourselves, our throat chakra energy. We started off the week with Mercury and Virgo energy. As you guys know, Mercury is in retrograde, and we'll get into it in a minute, but the retrograde ends this week. But Mercury has been moving back and has moved back into Virgo energy. So really like paying attention in details, paying attention in details in all of our relationships and the scales and stuff between the end of last week and this week. That is the theme. Are you guys paying attention to the details of your relationships, your business partnerships, your bonds? I know me personally, I just went through a period where I just started blocking a bunch of people or removing myself from a bunch of people, places, and things that I just felt like were really imbalanced, that I wasn't receiving what I was given, or it was just taking up space, like just taking up space in my space that I just didn't want anymore. So if I caused an earthquake in anybody's life, I don't apologize. But definitely like just trying to clean up mine. But that's definitely like the vibe and the mindset going on, because like you can't ignore these things anymore. It's really time to pay attention. Venus started off the week. Venus also in Venus and Mercury were a degree apart. Mercury was at 27 degrees. Venus is at 20. Was at 26 yesterday, so that was pretty cool. Both of them. Everybody's sitting in the second house. Second house is Taurus house, is about material wealth, and in that second house, so a lot of these things are applying to our physical life, applying to how we create our pentacles and the love in our life, whether it's friends, family, partnerships, etc., etc. And I was still sitting in Virgo, just paying attention to detail, things of that nature. Now, Mars I'm in Gemini energy. Yeah, it's still in the Gemini energy. My natal chart, Mars is in Gemini, so like I'm just home, just swimming and like activities and fun stuff to do. I do not like to sit still, and I definitely don't like to sit still right now with Mars in Gemini. It's like more energy, just saying like, yeah, go do something. Like we're not laying in bed all day. We're not. Now go do this. Now go do that. Like my to-do list have been chunky. So, for those of you guys who have like a water energy in your Mars, you more so be dealing with like a lot of hurricanes in your space. When you're trying to like juggle everything, because you're always juggling everything. Being a water energy, you just take up whatever space of the container that you're in. So like more so for like an energy like you probably want to like slow down a little bit and chill out. For other air energies, y'all probably living your best life. If you have an air energy in your Mars, just be mindful of the tornadoes that you create when you're like doing entirely too much, like the restlessness that comes with that. Like if your body is telling you you're tired. For all my fire energy, that is probably just like a whole lot bigger right now. Because air was scared to be fire and makes it bigger. So you guys have been really sitting on your throne with this Gemini energy. Just be mindful of the arrogance that comes with fire. And you might be, it depends on what other journeys and lessons you're learning in your life right now at this time, because it might be a couple lessons coming in humility for that ass. But yeah, with that, if your Mars is in a fire energy, this Gemini energy is definitely helping you feel bigger. And it's in the 10th house. That's also my natal chart. My natal Mars is a Gemini in the 10th house, ruled by Taurus energy. This is affecting your pentacles. This is affecting how your abundance comes to you and things of that nature. So you being tapped into your Mars energy is essential right now. Have a conversation with your Mars. Jupiter is an energy of like generosity and luck, our wealth, things of that nature. Right now it's sitting in the energy of new beginnings, of Aries, and it's in the cardinal energy of Aries as well. And then like the 8th house is like the house of transformation. It's the house of like renewal and rebirth and death and things like that, right? So to have like this energy of generosity and wealth is really going to come out of you stepping into a new beginning, you taking on that cardinal energy of being a leader and things of that nature, like all of that. So there are spaces in your life that are calling you to be a leader, like go on and step in that. It's so crazy because like I had my very first reading today. I've never allowed anyone to read me before. So, because I don't like to be read. I don't like people knowing too much about me. I don't know why I'm like that. I'm an ogre. I have layers. So to have this goddess like read my chart or whatever was very interpersonal, but like she definitely put me in a space, a mindset where like it's like I'm a Leo rising, so like I love attention. Like I'm a cat, you gotta pet me, like. But like in this space, it was just kind of like I have a habit of joining other people's groups because I don't know why. I just have a habit of joining other people's groups. It's a lot of mindset of like, if I did my own, like people wouldn't show up, this, that, and the third. Like if I, did my own events, I don't think people would show up. I'd rather just attend someone else's. And I kind of got like a reality check, like sis, like you keep removing yourself from these groups of people because you're not supposed to be joining anybody's group. You're supposed to be creating your own group. Like it's never gonna work out for you. Just like so, you gotta get like that overthinking. I'm a Virgo stellium, so I have a lot of Virgo energy. So it's like you gotta get all that Virgo energy at your space. But feel free to share, what's in your chat over there. For all my people that's tapped in on what I got, like YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram right now. But that's my personal story. Saturn is the energy of like challenges. This is like your challenges, your attitude, your infrastructure, like the discipline you create for yourself. Like, are you someone who disciplines yourself, or are you someone that needs someone to come into your life and discipline you? Because, those two different things. So Saturn right now around us is in retrograde. Oh my bad, I forgot. Mercury is in retrograde, Jupiter is in retrograde, and Saturn is in retrograde. Saturn right now is in Aquarius energy in the sixth house with my Capricorn vibes. So with Saturn, that energy of challenges and infrastructure and discipline and all those things sitting in Aquarius energy, it's kind of like your masculine root chakra. It's literally sitting in your feminine root chakra, and we're applying that to our daily life. Okay. Aquarius energy is like the energy of like social rebellion, detachment, things of that nature. So if you find yourself like, just really becoming grounded, creating a routine, creating new boundaries in your space, and not just for the outside of you, but also for your inside of you, your emotions, the untangible things that we don't give much credit to. All of those things need boundaries and things like that. You can't be given heart space and mind space in areas where, they don't serve you, that you're not getting reciprocation from. And it's so beautiful that we have our top four, our Sun, Moon, Mercury, and Venus, all in, the second house, balancing between Virgo and Libra energy, because to support you while this root chakra energy, Saturn, is in Aquarius and Capricorn. Just use that grounded energy in that root chakra of Saturn to assist you in staying firm in your boundaries this season. Because once you create the boundaries, that's the easy part. It's really the practice of it and creating a routine of it that becomes difficult. As you'll start to be tested. It'll be individuals or places or things or entities or your boss or your friends that won't believe the boundary you just created. They won't have faith in the boundary that you just created. So they're going to test it. They're going to stretch it. They're going to exercise it. They're going to do different things. And it's like, okay, what are you going to do? Are you going to get angry? Are you going to react emotionally, or we're going to react out of logic and know that, okay, I just created this boundary. It's kind of new. It's not just new for me, but it's new for the people, places, and things I'm implementing this boundary to. So I have to exercise it myself instead of getting angry and triggered. It's time for me to really stand firm in my boundaries, and you could definitely use that Saturn energy to do that. Uranus is the energy of progressiveness, getting things done. The analogy I always use every episode is, say you're always complaining to this one friend about the same issues you have over and over and over again. And after a while, your friend is like, listen, either you're going to solve this issue or you're not, but I'm not going to keep listening to it. And so that's essentially what Uranus energy is. Now, Uranus right now is in Taurus, also in retrograde. It's in Taurus in the ninth house, robot Aries. Now, Uranus has been in this energy since March 15, 2019, and will remain in this energy until April 26, 2026. So we have a few more years with Uranus and Taurus energy, just creating progressive change in our heart chakras, because we know Taurus energy is Venusian ruled, right? Creating change in our heart chakras, our pinnacles, how we manifest, how we materialize, all those different fun things is what Uranus is doing and causing change. And we feel that, right? Because in March, that's when, the whole shutdown with COVID and shutting down the bills and the stimulus checks and the unemployment insurance and all that, it really changed the way we view how we were making money. We changed the way we viewed what money was, currency. We have all these things coming out, all these different cryptocurrencies coming out, people not going back to work, which I love. I'm here for it. Don't go back to work, y'all. Let this shit fucking destroy. I'm here for it. I'm ready to dance upon the ashes. All those different things. So, we see that, and we're not done yet. You think that we're done? We're not done yet. We have 4 more years of this progressive energy in our pinnacles, in our heart space, and things like that. And that's very exciting. I'm very excited to see what everything will look like 4 years from now, because we did so much in two years. Like, oh my goodness! And that's Uranus. Uranus is such a big progressive energy. Like, see how like they made like from 2020 to 2022 all feels like a big blur. Like that's Uranus energy. Just like it makes everything just feel like this big blur. It's like because it's just progressively erasing things and creating things anew, and it's very exciting. I'm very excited for it. Neptune is the energy of it's like the sixth sense, you know. It's like your dreams and your subconscious and your mindset and just all the things that you cannot touch, smell, hear, taste, like the intangible sense. Okay, and right now it's in Pisces energy in the eighth house. The eighth house being ruled by Pisces, and I love that Neptune is in its home zodiac energy of Pisces. Like that's a really dope vibe because it's just like the double the subconscious energy. Spirit is very strong right now. The portal of spirit is very open right now, and it's in the eighth house, that house of transformation and rebirth and bringing things anew, which is very important. So I'm here for it. I love it. You know, it's definitely a beautiful time to tap into spirit. Spirit is everywhere right now. Spirit is in everything right now. So it's like the sounds of the I call it the cosmic cloud. Those thought clouds, those downloads, everybody be getting, and the fact that so many more people are getting them simultaneous right now is like a big thing. It's a big thing. It's not to be overlooked or ignored. I know a few people are getting a little triggered by, you know, why is everybody going this route? Why is everybody doing this? Everybody doing that? We're doing things that haven't been done in a long time. So the generation is viewing the transition. They're not fully accepting of the transition, but it's gonna happen nonetheless. And I'm very excited for it. So kudos to all my spiritualists out there. For those of you guys who are still like struggling with the American indoctrination of being the only one or being the first or being the best, you know, I'm definitely praying for peace for you because it will be pretty disturbing because the goal is for everyone to be on this level collectively. Everybody is on this level collectively. It's going to be so easy to manifest things as a unit, you know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at with the Neptune and Pisces energy. Neptune has been in Pisces since February 14th, 2012. And will remain in its energy until January 26th, 2026. So 2026 sounds like a really good year. Pluto is in retrograde as well. In Capricorn in the fifth house, the energy is ruled by Sagittarius energy. So Pluto is the energy of like sex, death, and rebirth, and transformation, and bringing things new, and occultism, and you know, a little bit of mysteriousness, little thriller energy going on around here, something like that. And it's sitting in Capricorn energy, so it's like really calling for like a transformation in our authority and ruling, whether it's in the patriarchs and matriarchs in your home and the rules in your home or the rules in the workplace, the structure in schools, the structure in the government, from city to county to state to federal, like all those things are just being reconstructed. Social order. The social order is being reconstructed, especially like the social order that has been created through like the hands of Hollywood and stuff like Hollywood and Disney. You know, that's also being reconstructed in a major way. And we find that and we see that, and it's happening in the fifth house. So creativity, romance, tapping into your inner child, you know, all those inner makings of you, those first few years of your life when you were like, why is this? Why is that? Why? And you were honestly saying the things that didn't make sense to you. And people were like, well, just be quiet. That's the way it is. Whatever. And you're like, no, I'm not accepting that. Like, that's that kind of energy that we're coming back to. All those whys you used to ask as a child and used to openly admit things didn't make sense or you weren't in agreement with certain things. Those vibes are coming back to the forefront as an adult where now you are in control and you can implement those vibes and say, you know, what doesn't make sense and what you're not in alignment with. Pluto has been in this energy since January 26, 2008. We already know what happened in that vibe as far as like Obama coming in office and really like creating transformation in the federal government, which in turn, you know, created transformation in other governments and things like that. Once we started opening our eyes to like people's mindset on there being a man who claims himself to be African American in the White House. In addition to that, it was also like, you know, the mindset of the states and if they were supporting him, and their whys and why not of supporting him. People changing the way they do things in their home. It was a lot of strain in homes. There's just been a lot going on. And we're still experiencing transformation, and we'll continue to experience transformation until January 20th, 2024. And that's a pretty cool date because that's when the next president will be in the seat, or this president will be in the seat again. I don't know, we'll see. But no, I just really aligned the presidential elections with that. There is going to be a time where Pluto touches the next zodiac energy, which is I always get stuck with this, and I don't know why. After Capricorn comes Aquarius energy. So Pluto is going to dip its toe into the Aquarius energy on March 23rd, 2023, but then it's going to go back to Capricorn energy because you guys know Pluto has very long periods of retrograde. And then it'll go right back into Aquarius again in November 19th, 2024, which is like a week or so after election day or whatever, and then it'll go back into Capricorn for a few more weeks until it makes that full movement into Aquarius energy in March 23rd. Now, the only thing I could find that occurs on March 23rd is what's the name of that movie? I can't wait till it comes out. Keanu Reeves. Gosh darn it. It's not gonna come up to me right now, but it's a Keanu Reeves joint where it's gonna come to me at a random moment because I was just talking about this yesterday. I think I don't know. Anyway, but that's what's happening. The true node is the path of the moon, the eclipse of the moon, or whatever. In the Kabbalah, this is actually how you'll find your destiny, where your soul tribe is located and stuff like that. Right now, we started off the week, it's in retrograde and Taurus in the 9th house. So the true node is sitting up there with Uranus and Taurus energy 9th house. So really about expanding your heart chakra, how you expand your pleasure seeking centers, how you make your pinnacles. And then the 9th house has everything to do with traveling and expanding your philosophies and stuff like that. So some of you guys have to go back into the education realm and being provided with education and edification to move forward in your pinnacles and your relationships and stuff like that. And that changes every 18 months. The ascendant energy changes every 4 hours, and ascendant energy is actually the east horizon line, following where the sun rises. And it's like your mask. It's the mask that you wear for yourself, the mask that you believe that other people want to wear for you. It's what you give to the world and what you expect of the world. And right now, we started off the week with the ascendant in retrograde. It's in Cancer in the 11th house, and the 11th house being ruled by Gemini. So you had this energy. Well, first you got the Krabby Patty energy. You got to get past the shell on the outside and the claws that crabs lead with when they walk. But once you get past that, you get to the intuitive energy, all the good stuff in the inside, the nurturing energy. You realize that the shell and the claws are there to protect. So creating more nurturing spaces, creating, and protecting those nurturing spaces. I think that's one thing, historically, we kind of fail to do is we'll create these nurturing spaces, but we don't do much to protect them because we just want them to be open to everything and everywhere, everyone. But, tap into this Cancer energy and learn how to put a shell and some claws in front of, those nurturing spaces that you create for yourself, for other people, for different entities and different things like that, because it's important. It's important. You can't let everybody and everything in because that's how you mess stuff up. The midheaven is the middle point of the sky. The middle sky actually it changes 1 degree every 4 minutes. So it takes about 2 hours for the midheaven to change zodiacs, which is why it's important to know what time you're born, because that changes every 2 hours. And the midheaven is really your pinnacle of aspirations and achievements, and just getting yourself up to a higher level of things. This is the Capricorn house, so this is what does achievement look like when where are your biggest aspirations at? And right now it's in Pisces in the 8th house. So it's really like just like tapping into spirit, like listening to your intuition, listening to that gut feeling. I saw somebody like posted it earlier today on Instagram how they feel like so crazy just listening to spirit outside of the social indoctrination, the social structures we've been conditioned to follow all the time. And it's right. Sometimes it does feel crazy. Sometimes it's a really crazy feeling to just go with, a thought in your head when it's going against everything you've been taught to believe, everything you've been taught to fight for, strive to have, and this, that, and the third. And it's a very scary feeling because you're really just jumping out of the bag, with these things. And, I said, go for it. Jump. Why not? The worst thing that can happen is that you got to go back to your indoctrination because you fucked up. Or back to the drawing board. But luckily, the cosmos had retrogrades for us. The cosmos slowed down for us to catch up, for us to, repent, apologize, and move forward. And it's really dope how the cosmos give us space to do that. That's definitely something to be thankful for. You ever spend a whole day outside of the social construct, outside of the hustling and sending kids to school and the commutes and stuff, just to spend a whole day outside of that, your day will feel so slow. That's how every day is supposed to feel. It's supposed to feel that slow, so you always feel like you have time to get those things done. But yeah, just coming back to the space of midheaven being in Pisces in the 8th house, tapping into spirit, listening to, your intuition, your subconscious, paying attention to your dreams. Keep a dream journal if you're having difficulties remembering them. It's definitely important to keep a dream journal right next to your pillow, or even keep the audio note open on your phone. If writing takes too long, just speak it out. This just happened in my dream. It was like this, and it made me feel like this. And then, go through the process of really meditating on it. Do some research. Talk to other people that specialize in dreams. I don't specialize in dreams. I'm terrible with dreams, but I can do other things. If you want me to read your natal chart, I can do that. But just really tap into those things and just listen to what spirit is trying to guide to you to do. Because if you don't, you literally create your own hell. You literally create your own hell. You become angry with yourself. You start punishing yourself. You stop feeling worthy of things. It's a really sad and depressing process when you stop listening to your inner gut, your inner spirit, and things like that. And you just keep ignoring it or making up excuses to keep ignoring it and stuff. It just doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve anybody around you. It's just not serving. Midheaven is in Pisces. Tap in for your abundance. Lilith is the dark side of the moon. So this is the furthest part of the moon's orbit when the moon is furthest from everybody and everything, the earth, the sun, all of it. It's just out there dark, isolated. And so because this is the dark side of the moon, Lilith is considered the dark side of self. Okay? This is your primal energy. This is your deep desire. And on the level of indoctrination, this is the space where you get triggered by other people because they're exhibiting behaviors that you have suppressed in yourself. So you expect them to suppress it in themselves. Like me, I love attention. But to be in a space with a person that's me, I all the fucking time drives me nuts. Why? Because I've suppressed that in me. I'm not about me and mine, I all the time. Sometimes it's about other people. In fact, I'm trying to balance because I kind of have a hard time making it about me, period. So it's just I have to learn how to be okay, that bothers me and you because I have it in me and I've spent so much time and energy suppressing it in me that I feel or believe that you should be suppressing that in you too, because that's just how life is and that's just how we're supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? So it's more so you doing your own shadow work to get in tune with your Lilith. My Lilith is in Sagittarius energy. So right now it's in Cancer in the 11th house ruled by Gemini. So just tapping into that nurturing energy and all that crabby type energy that you come across, gatekeepers to different spiritual circles and spiritual realms, can be very triggering. Because it's who are you to say I gotta be this or do this? But you gotta understand that we're tribal beings. We're not these nationalists. We're not these patriots. We're tribal, okay? We're tribal beings, and we're slowly coming back to that. I don't know if any of you guys watch Remedy H, but I really enjoy watching Remedy H videos on YouTube. And the most recent one he did like a couple days ago, he spoke on us slowly coming back to our. We slowly spoke on us coming back to our traditional practices and mindsets, and just how we were when we were like in ancient tribes and things like that. And it's very valid. It's very, very valid. We're slowly coming back to those things. We have to learn how to protect those things. They're nurturing and they're fun, but we definitely have to learn how to protect those things. Chiron is like how you turn your trauma and your wounds into a healing space and your superpower. Right now, Chiron is in Aries energy. The Aries energy of new beginning is sitting in the 8th house by Pisces. So Chiron is sitting in a space where it's just like, first of all, learning how to speak on your trauma is a big thing. Learning how to admit certain things occur, certain things happen. Really speaking on how you overcame some things. Like, I went through all these things and I'm here and now I'm doing these things. And it's like, a lot of people don't like to talk about their traumas. A lot of people like to keep like that side of them hidden because they have like this perfection. Nothing has ever happened to me. I've never been a victim. And healing means pretending like it never happened. And that's not what healing is. Healing is recognizing that it happened, being able to conduct, cordial conversation about it happening without being emotionally involved. That suppressing your story is not healing. It's really just leaving it to the side to fester. And then when you are greeted with different triggers, whether directly or indirectly, you're not going to know how to behave because you haven't been exercising this trauma. You've just been letting it sit to the side and get weak. And the trauma needs to be exercised. That's how you turn it into your superpower. Like, I always think about like, Dr. Phil and Oprah and stuff, how they be like healing people and helping people, but then ultimately a lot of people that they heal and help on their show turn around and write a book, or they make music, or they start doing seminars and motivational speaking on how they overcame traumas and stuff like that. And now they've turned their trauma into a business or a way to outreach other people that have gone through things or going through the same things and don't know how to heal from it, how to deal with it. And that's really dope. That's important. And everybody should be doing it. Like, you didn't go through what you went through for nothing. And you didn't go through what you went through to hoard it and harbor it inside of yourself, But yeah, and it's bringing new beginnings into your space in the 8th house of transformation, bringing new things to self. And Chiron sits in the same zodiac energy for about 4 years. It spends about 7 to 8 years in Aries. So we're going to be in Aries for a little bit. And for some reason, it only spends about 2 years in Virgo and Libra. I just don't like that. Ceres is like an asteroid. It's a dwarf planet. It's associated with Isis. I'm pretty sure that's more like related to the word Isis. The title Isis is Aries. But it brings on the energy of nurturing, being a nurturer, agriculture, because growing and cooking food is a form of nurturing. Custody of like how your custody is over your children, or how custody is over your own personal life, and mom and daughter type bonds and relationships. And right now Aries is in Leo energy in the 1st house, being ruled by Leo. So coming back to creating nurturing spaces, we have to create nurturing spaces. However, at the same token, I want y'all to be aware of the shells and the claws that we have to put around these nurturing spaces that we're creating. They're all fun and dandy, but you need gatekeepers. Gatekeepers is how we keep falling apart. It's just letting any and everybody in, trying to be kind and nice to everybody, and not behaving like you have enemies. If you don't know you have enemies, please listen to Bobby Hemmett, because you got some. Bobby Hemmett, Remedy H, like, Taj Tariq, Yusuf, Jonah Bay. There's so many people you can listen to and tap into to, really like get your warrior mindset together. But please get it together. We can't just keep creating all these nurturing spaces and places and we're not protecting them, and we're pretending like people don't want to infiltrate them to destroy them, and they haven't done it so many times in the past. But yeah, this energy is just really about being fired up and excited and taking the initiative and evolving around creating nurturing spaces, being a nurturing person. Also, time to start harvesting. Agriculture, it's the harvest moon. It's only by right that Aries is in Leo right now. Take that initiative to start harvesting some things, start planting some things in the dirt, start planting some seeds. Pallas, we start off the week. Pallas is an asteroid. It gives off the EMF of the arts, wisdom, genius qualities, one may overlooking yourself, self-defense, justice, and dad, father, son relation. And now Pallas is a Cancer energy in the 11th house ruled by Gemini. It's I think it's so nice that like the father son dynamic, that kind of energy is sitting in such a nurturing space of Cancer, however still having the flaws on the outside. This brings me to this space, the conversations that I was having a lot last week about being your brother's keeper. A lot of men are not being their brother's keeper. They're not holding their brothers accountable. They're not being present for their brothers when their brothers are going through different traumatizing, catastrophic events. They're kind of just standing on the outside, like, oh, I mind my business. I mind my business. And it's like, no, this individual that you claim you love and you care about is your business. And if you see them declining mentally, physically, emotionally, you got to step in and be your brother's keeper. Yo, what's up? You good? Like, I'm here for you. You need guidance. And if you see your brother acting out or reacting in a destructive manner towards self, their, things they've created or relationships with other people, check in. Be your brother's keeper. But to stand to the side and behave like you're indifferent to all things that are going on with your brother, that's not love. That's not love. And to stand on the side and behave indifferent to whatever, like, quote unquote drama that you feel like your brother is exhibiting and stuff like that is also like not love to me. Be involved in what's going on in your people's space because it's important, and we don't know how bad they need you. Some of these brothers out here are really going through like mental warfare right now, and they're declining. And we all have to do our part. Women, it's not really like the place of women to be like walking into spaces like that saying, all right, man, y'all gotta do this, and this. Like, that's not our space to do that. So, that should cut y'all down. Do that shit. Anyway. Juno is an asteroid. It's actually the ninth largest asteroid. It's like a parallel to Hera. I know you guys remember Hera. That was Zeus's wife, and she was loyal to the soil. She was putting up with all his stuff. As far as like him, always sleeping around and creeping around, and she was always the one that was pulling up and taking her wrath out on the goddesses and the seas that they would create with Zeus. So this ultimately is the energy of like insight and wounds, because Hera was a very wounded woman, because there ain't no way that this god was doing all this stuff and she was getting angry and she didn't feel no type of way. Also loyalty and attachment, your needs in a relationship that'll make you stay in a relationship, and marriage and union. Like, what are some things that you need that, like, I'm not going without this. If I have to, like, in the moment that I feel that I'm not getting it, I'm out. Like, that's what that energy is, as far as Juno goes. And right now, Juno is in Pisces. So right now, if spirit is not present in certain things, y'all not with the shit. And it does, like, if you're a Christian, if you're, Muslim, if you're a Hebrew, if you're just spiritual, if it doesn't matter. If spirit is not in it, the spirit that you like to identify, if it's not in it, you ain't with it. And that's the way to be. Honestly, all people, places, and things, I'm not a humble person, in my opinion. And like, that's the way to be. Like, if we're not in alignment spiritually, if we're not moving in the same current, if we're not moving in the same path, then honestly, what are we doing? And I see, some souls out here that haven't, latched on to the thought yet. And some, souls out here still, oh, you look good, you're pleasing to the eye, you're pleasing, and they're not going off that, and it's backfiring on them because they're settling with souls that don't support their goals. They're settling with souls that don't support their dreams. There's a lot of back and forth, a lot of nagging, argument, and stuff like that. And it's because you wasn't looking for that like spirit in that individual that you before you started engaging in that business proposal or that union or that marriage. You have to, it's essential. Where your spirit at? Who you be praying to when you be praying? Because everybody pray. Meditation is praying. Who are you meditating to? Do you do it to yourself? Are you doing it to the universe? Are you doing it for, some big granddaddy in the sky? And, does that resonate with you? Are you okay with that? If you are not okay with that, that should be a deal breaker for you because it's going to come back up again. It's going to come back up again. And you don't want to wait until it comes back up again in a different kind of way. Because whatever spirit you are or channeling, whatever spirit you find yourself speaking to majority of the time, that is usually the energy that's creating that infrastructure for you, that's creating that level of morale to you. Okay, so if certain things, if you're not with it, you're not with it. Not sure. And that's in the 7th house. The 7th house is the house of Libra, right? Creating balance and fairness and things like that. So right now it's reciprocation is on the table. Are you in tune with spirit? Are you going to give me the things that I'm getting back? Are we both being rebellious? Because the 7th house is ruled by Aquarius right now. We know that's the revolutionary energy. That's the energy of the activist. These are things that we are looking for in people, places, and things. And if you are not, spiritual, if you're not reciprocating, and if you're not into activism, what are we doing? What are you doing with my time and space? Vesta is like your inner nun. So the story of Vesta is there was fire and they were trying to keep the fire going. And with the fire, they would not recruit vegetable virgins. You had to be a virgin, you had to be pregnant for 30 years and, hold the fire. And if you recall, not being a virgin while guarding the vegetable fire, you were stoned to death. And that's not to say these vegetable virgins were captured and mistreated. Maybe sometimes they were. I don't know. Depends on who else was in charge at the time. But for the most part, it was more so they were VIP. They would walk into a building and they could say, "Oh well, free my cuz, free this person." They were freeing people from jail. Whenever there was a play or something going on, they got VIP seats. They was treated good. It wasn't whatever. But so Vesta is your inner nun. So when you're not engaging in sensual activity, this is what are you putting your energy to that's giving you the same satisfaction? So right now, Vestral energy is being invested into Aquarius energy, being an activist, okay? Being a rebellious individual, social rebellion, detaching, all that fun stuff, and applying it in our 6th house, which is daily routines and our health and our wellness. So a lot of you guys changing your diets, a lot of you guys changing your lifestyle, a lot of you changing the things that you choose to consume. And it's not just food, but it's also what you put on your skin. What are you putting in your mind? What are you putting in front of your eyes? What are you putting into your ears? What are you choosing to smell on a daily basis? All of those things, learning to detach and recreate anew in that space and applying it to your daily life. And the Capricorn is rolling over 6th house right now. So that's infrastructure. What you're doing in your daily life is creating your inner law and your inner discipline, and it's automatically going to be implemented on the seeds for all my motherships and fatherships out there. It's going to be automatically implemented in the seeds, the generations that are living inside of you and living their best life. And if they decide, if you guys decide to give life to some of them in the physical on this realm, same thing. But that's that. I personally find myself, my personal Vesta is in Gemini energy. So learning from someone, learning from self, just knowledge, period. It does something to my spirit. I'm here for it. And communicating. I love communication. And traveling. Commune. Let's go. um, but for some of you guys, like, especially my Earth energies, my people that had vested in Earth energy, this energy might be a little difficult for y'all if y'all are accustomed to a certain kind of way, and now y'all being pushed with the Pluto energy and the Neptune energy. You guys are being pushed and pulled out of your innate spaces. It could be a little difficult for y'all, but like, just keep pushing. Just really like learn about where your vested is, and that's what's gonna get you there. Aries is a dwarf planet as well. It's actually outside of Pluto. Aries is outside of Pluto. It's that extra planet we got, so we have more than 9 planets. Ooh, that's crazy. Anyway, the Aries is like your rebellious side. Aries is actually the EMF of protest and activism, discord, and lack of harmony. It's the feminine Mars energy, and it's just like, just all about like separating things or creating havoc in spaces. And right now Aries is in Aries, so like coming back to what I told you guys before, like if you keep trying to fight spirit, you have energies like Aries, like it's cool, I got it, and they'll come in and start creating like so much friction in your space. You have no choice but to change and make change and stuff like that, because like you can't take it anymore. You literally can't take it anymore. And that's Aries energy. Aries energy is for for my hard-headed people in the back that was like thinking that Pluto was child's play, like, oh, this is so cute, this little baby planet, like just in my space trying to create transformation. And then Aries pull up like, oh, so y'all wasn't trying to listen? Oh, bet, I got you. So when you have transformation occurring in your life and it's occurring in a catastrophic way, most likely that's Aries energy, but it's bringing a new beginning, and it's in a nice house of like just enhancing your mind space, new philosophies, traveling, all that fun stuff. That ninth house is ruled by Aries right now, so when things get pushed out of your life, it's bringing space for new things to come into your life, and that's important. Sometimes it just doesn't always happen the way you would like for it to happen, and that's okay. What's the next one? Part of fortune, last but most certainly not least. Part of fortune is a signifier of prosperity, and it's the intersecting lines of the ecliptic path of the sun, moon, and the rising. So it's like when all those lines cross, it's that point right there. And right now at this moment, it's in the cardinal Cancer energy in the 11th house, ruled by Gemini. So we just got all these vibes, just like chilling amongst each other. It's beautiful. So for Virgo energy, which is our masculine throat chakra, our outside self, how we're communicating, expressing ourselves on the outside, we have the sun, we have Venus and Fortune. Oh, no, sorry. Our masculine Virgo energy, we have the sun, we have Mercury, we have Venus, and that's it. So sun, Mercury, and Venus. So it's like your ego stuff, your external stuff, your outside stuff, how you love, how you're creating your pinnacles, and how you're expressing and making decision-making skills is all in that detail-oriented energy. Then you have then you have Mars and Gemini. Gemini is your feminine throat chakra. So you have Mars, which is your motivation energy, inside the inward, creating that balance between like all these energies you have in your masculine throat chakra on the outside of you. Now you have your motivation energy in the inside, like, yeah, we finna communicate this. So just be mindful that Mars doesn't jump the gun and your outward expression doesn't follow, before you think before you speak. Just a little bit deeper, because Gemini can be like so quick with it, and like Gemini energy is very quick, and sometimes it's so quick it's not much thinking. So tap into a lot of that Virgo energy to bring the thought before you start opening your mouth. Jupiter is in Aries. So Aries is our solar plexus chakra. Aries is actually our feminine solar plexus chakra. So we have Jupiter, which is our energy of generosity. We have Chiron, which is turning our wounds into superpowers. And then we have Aries, which is discord and disconnect and lack of harmony. So it's really like a lot of your generosity, your luck, and your wealth and things are going to come from you sharing your traumas, sharing your stories, learn how to, and when you do that, granted, it's going to piss some people up because some people did some bullshit to you. Some people allowed some bullshit to happen to you. Like, it's going to trigger people. It's going to create the discord and stuff like that. But it brings room for new beginnings. And that's also where your wealth and your generosity about to come in. Like, people really need to hear your story. So go on and speak on it. And that's sitting in your solar plexus chakra. So that's like where your power is going to come from. Okay, that's what your throne is about to be made out of. You thought all these things were happening to you, they're happening for you to help build your throne. So like, let yourself sit upon it and don't start being ashamed and embarrassed. Like, that don't make sense. Aquarius energy, which is our feminine root chakra, we have Saturn, which is our infrastructure body sitting in it, and we also have Vesta, which is our inner nun and where our devotion lies. And that's pretty much it. So we have Saturn and Vesta, you know, our challenges, our attitude, and then our, you know, our devoted energy, just really being rooted in being a social revolutionary, detaching from things. And a lot of you guys are very, very focused and putting that in your root chakra, you know, unlearning and relearning and shaking off a lot of this conditioning and indoctrination and stuff like that. And it's showing, I see it. Keep that in your root chakra. That's where that belongs. Nobody should be able to cross your gate until like they really tap into those types of vibes. Then we have Taurus. Taurus is your I know it's your heart chakra. It's your feminine heart chakra. So you have Mars. No, I'm sorry. You have Uranus, your progressive energy, in your feminine heart chakra. You have your true node, which is your path, in your feminine heart chakra. Trying to read through my notes. Yeah, so you have those two energies, creating progressive energy and putting you on the path of really changing your pleasure-seeking centers. It's time to find transformation in your pleasure-seeking centers and the things you've been stubborn about, trying to hold on to the hardest, because, you know, Taurus energy is stubborn as shit. And that, and also in your pinnacles, how you treat pinnacles, how you treat yourself when you have them, don't have them, how you treat others when they have them and don't have them. What are pinnacles? What is wealth? What is beauty? You know, what is love? How does love feel? How are you treating it and stuff like that? It's progressive changes happening in all those spaces and places in your life, and that's a part of the path that this world needs to travel through. We need transformation in that Palladian energy because it's been so destructive. Like all these clothes and these jewelries and, you know, prestige and education system and all that has been so destructive to us the most. Spending all this money on education, all these people killing each other over crystals and stones and stuff like that. You know, all the oil from all this fast fashion, all that Fashion Nova shit. Majority of that stuff is made out of oil. On top of the fact that a lot of that stuff is getting dumped into our water, you know, into oceans and stuff. Like mermaids don't give a fuck about them nasty ass clothes. Like, you know, different stuff like that. Like all that stuff is being dumped and trashed and burdened, and it doesn't do as well. But we always want more and more and more and more and more. And it's not serving us. Being so materialistic is not serving us. It's actually hurting us a lot. And we have a lot of trash. A lot of trash we have nothing to do with. What are we going to do with all this trash? Okay. Pisces is our sacral chakra. It's our feminine sacral chakra, excuse me. So in our feminine sacral chakra, which is our pleasure seeking on the inside, we got Neptune. We got the midheaven, which is like, you know, achievements and aspirations. We got Juno. So we have those three energies. Our Neptune, midheaven, and Juno. Okay? Attachments. What's going to get you into that person? Achievements and aspirations, your accolades. All right? And spirit, just tapping in spirit, like in order to be successful, you have to actually listen to spirit this time. You have to actually like do what spirit has been asking you to do. Otherwise, like things are going to keep going wrong, and you're going to keep feeling like you keep getting pushed down and stuff. And it's like because you're not listening, you're not doing what spirit told you to do. You're not walking in your path. You're not walking in your power, and all that hard-headedness, all that. Oh, I'm gonna do what I want to do, regardless of what spirit's doing. I need to make this money. And man said, I need to make money doing that. Yeah, to keep being successful, doing having that kind of energy and that kind of mindset is hurtful, and it's not helpful. And now with all this energy, these specific energies and Pisces, it's not going to be as successful as it once was. It's just not going to work in your favor. This Pisces, we didn't do Capricorn yet. Capricorn is our masculine root chakra. In our masculine root chakra, we have Pluto, which is the energy of transformation. We have Lilith, which is our triggerer, our energy that we no, I said Capricorn, right? I'm over here looking at Cancer. So we really just have Pluto and Capricorn by itself, just chilling. Create transformation in our masculine root chakra, which is dope. Like, you know, our gatekeeper at the door, sitting in power, being in a powerful position, not letting nobody cross boundaries by any means, not accepting certain things, you know, certain secrets coming out, and the secrets is, you know, transfiguring our structure as well. And that's exciting. I always love it when secrets come out. Then we have Cancer, which is our feminine third eye and crown chakra. We have our ascendant, which is our mask in our crown chakra. We have our Lilith, which is our trigger, and our primal energy sitting in that Cancer, our third eye. Our primal energy is in our third eye, because once upon a time, all this stuff that we're trying to see with our physical eye and all the things that didn't exist, we didn't have to do all of that. We can see everything how we need to see it with our antenna, our third eye. Palace, which is our self-defense and justice, you know, how we, you know, protecting these things, how we protect our third eye, how we're protecting our energy and stuff is all in Cancer. So, and our part of fortune is also sitting in Cancer energy. So we have some like dope energies aligning in that Cancer vibe, you know, just reminding us to protect our intuition and protect those spaces that, you know, are helpful to us in this realm and connecting us from this octave of self to the next octave of self. It's going to be difficult to get to the next octave if you're not protecting your energy. I did Aries. Did I do Leo? I don't think so. Because I believe we only have this one Leo energy, and that's Aries. And that's just, you know, mother-daughter energy being in our masculine third eye and crown chakra. Creating nurturing spaces, agriculture most definitely, what you're choosing to consume and put in your body on different ways is definitely going to affect how you elevate to the next octave. So be mindful of that. That's a beautiful alignment. And that's what I have for you as far as how the planets are aligned in the beginning of this week. And so now we get to the second part, where we are going to talk about what the planets are doing this week. So we start off on September 26th, which was yesterday. We had a new moon yesterday. That was fun. It rose at 7:24 and set at 7:26. We had a Libra new moon. The new moon is a time for rituals, cleansing, healing, blessings, rebirth, letting go past hurt, going inward, tapping into your intuition. The sun rose at 6:50 a.m. and set at 6:49 p.m. The moon and Parima were minimal angle. The moon and Parima were in minimal angle at 6:11 a.m. The moon was 0.2 degrees southwest, and occultation took place, which is kind of like an eclipse between a moon and any type of star or what have you. The conjunction occurred at 6:26 a.m. with the moon being 2.2 degrees south. Now, Parima, even though the moon is in Libra, zodiac energy is still in Virgo constellation. Prima is a star in the Virgo constellation. It rolls over the left kidney. It's gives off the EMF energy of plants and medicine. It means temple or mosque in Arabic. So this is like the space of like worship and stuff like that. And so it was a good time. So like if you haven't cleansed your temple in a while, whether it's your body temple or your space temple, it'd be a good time to do that and just worship those temples and be in those spaces. It gives off the energy of Mercury and Venus, so it's being like a prestige, a little bougie, it's a little, it's a self. The west side of the moon, which is Crater Gamma D, was tipped into view. Jupiter reached the max brightness at 1:04 p.m., lying opposite the sun and also at the highest point of the sky at midnight. Jupiter has been looking so beautiful, so sexy all summer long. Mercury and Venus were at minimal angle at 7:41 p.m. Mercury was 3.2 degrees south-southwest. Remember I told you to go for the Virgo showing because Mercury has been in retrograde and now it's moved back to the mutable energy of Virgo. International Space Station is visible from 7:55 to 8:01 p.m. and then 9:32 to 9:34 p.m. with a 10-degree elevation. Now, the International Space Station is a space station supposed to be like 6 people up there. It's supposed to have it up there until 2024, I believe, or 2026. I think it's 2026. The space station is supposed to be up there, and people are living up there and are just like testing to see how people could live in space, what would happen to their cells and their body on a physical level over time and stuff like that. I believe it's been up there since like 1980 something. What is it? I have it written down somewhere because I remember writing it. But I want to say it was like from 1980 something to like 2026 or 2024. But it'll pop up in my notes somewhere as I keep talking about it, because we see the International Space Station like every evening at certain times. It's like, is it a star? Is it blinking? Is it an airplane? We don't know. But yeah, it's a station. It's a space station, and there are people up there, so it's wave. Jupiter is closest to the Earth than it's been since 1963 at 367 million miles. So that's pretty fun. September 27th, which is today, we were in the waxing crescent moon at 2%. This is the moon of regeneration as we see the moon slowly coming back to itself. We're going to make plans for life changes and gather resources for our goals and set initial steps in motion. Now, I recently watched this video about the moon actually being plasma. So I find that theory very interesting, as that could put the moon inside of a comet asteroid type vibe with the appearance and reappearance, as far as like when the moon gets closest to the sun or any other type of heated like star that's heat enough to heat it up to where like the plasma starts to dissipate. That could be the motion of the waning moons. And then as the moon gets back into colder atmospheres, it gets back into the waxing. I don't know. That's my theory. Elevator. And then it just makes sense about the moon always reflecting the light that it's near. Like if I'm near Jupiter, I'm going to be blue. If I'm near like Mars, I'm going to be like an orangey color. If I'm near Venus, I'm going to be white. If I'm near, different stars, like the moon always takes on the color of the star. And so for it to be a plasma instead of like a rock, I'm here for it. It makes sense to me. You let me know what you guys think in the comments. But the waxing crescent moon is, like I said, it's the moon of regeneration, making plans for life changes, gather resources for your goals, and set initial steps in motion. The moon rose at 8:32 a.m. at 100 degrees, and the moon will be setting at 7:51 p.m. We're still in the Libra energies, though, creating balance and fairness, and just meditate on that. I definitely will be in my journaling about reciprocation and stuff. The sun will rise at 6:51 a.m. and the sun will set this evening at 6:48 p.m. So in about an hour. The moon and Spica are in conjunction at 4:56 a.m. The moon is 3.9 degrees north. Minimum angle will occur at 7:59 a.m. with the moon at 3.6 degrees north-northeast, and it's not visible at night. So Spica is also in the Virgo constellation, because even though we're in the Libra zodiac, we're still in the Virgo constellation, and Spica is the brightest star of Virgo. It's the 15th brightest star in our solar system, and it's inside of the constellation. If you look at the constellation, it's inside of the part where the ear of grain is at. It brings on the EMF of success, riches, the love of art. It has the energy of Venus and Mars combined, so it's like that pleasure seeking and stuff, but in an aggressive, like warrior cardinal type manner. And it's love cures the sick and helps sailors. Jupiter is opposite the sun at 6:12 a.m. The evening visibility of the moon will begin just after dusk. Sunlight will be reflected from the earth to the night side of the moon, and the entire orb of the moon will be dimly visible. So if you at see like a little bit of the whole side of the moon. International Space Station, Zarya, which is located right now at the moment, is located near the Ursa Major constellation, which is the Big Bear. The Meteor star, it'll be visible from 8:44 p.m. to 8:47 p.m. with a 19-degree elevation. It's a cooperative program between Europe, the U.S., Russia, Canada, and Japan, and it costs about $3 billion a year. That's fun. Russia will separate in 2024, and Russia has been our biggest investor in this international space station. So I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen because they actually got an extension for 2030. But if Russia doesn't want to be a part of it, Russia is one of the biggest investors. I'm not sure about the longevity of this space station. It circles the globe every 90 minutes. 7 people live and work inside the International Space Station. It was taken to space piece by piece, and it was built out there. Uranus will be rising at 8 p.m. It can be seen in the Aries constellation around 25 degrees north within the constellation. The peak of the sextant meteor shower from Sextant constellation reaches a peak at 2 p.m. at 5 an hour. So right now we are in a meteor shower at the moment. We are in the peak of a meteor shower at the moment of the Sextant constellation, bringing on the energy of the sixes. And I'm here for it because 6 is the energy of balance. 6 is the energy on the chart of manifestation, taking the subjective and the objective realm and creating a new create the balance of spiritual and physical. So definitely tap into Libra energy of balancing the scales of the upper and lower self with this meteor shower. I saw in the inbox that somebody was grounding themselves. They're grounding themselves at a good time because you know, and I wanted to let them know because of the meteor shower. But that's what we got from that constellation. And then 47 Tut from Tucana constellation will be at the highest point of the sky. It won't be visible from the northern hemisphere, but it is there. Now tomorrow, September 28th, we're still in the waxing crescent moon of regeneration at 6%. The moon will rise at 9:41 a.m. and set at 8:19 p.m. Now we'll be in the Scorpio moon, so good luck y'all, because on the inside we're gonna be sexy and sassy. You hear me? Definitely bring a transformation into your space on the inside. So for those of you guys who have been sitting in the Libra moon, creating, you know, some type of balance, learning how to balance the scales and stuff like that. Once we get into the Scorpio energy, it'll be time to flex on your power. And I'm telling you, when we hit that Scorpio energy, all these different boundaries and stuff you've been trying to create with this Libra stuff, it's going to be tested. It's going to be exercised. These things aren't happening to you. It's to create muscle. It's creating muscle within your boundaries. Like you just said, you want to do this and you want to have that, and you deserve this and you deserve that. Well, how bad? How much do you deserve it? How bad do you want it? Etc. Etc. So that's what that Scorpio moon is going to bring for us in that waxing crescent. The sun is going to rise at 6:51 a.m. It's set at 6:48 p.m. Pisces will be opposite the sun at 10:15 a.m. The moon will be at descending node. So now we have the moon coming down towards us. So we're gonna have a chunky full moon. The ecliptical latitude will be at 0 and decreasing. The moon and Zubin El-Janubi will be at minimal angle tomorrow at 11:19 p.m. The moon will be 1.2 degrees south-southwest It'll be visible at 7:49 p.m. with a 2.3 degree west-southwest separation. And then conjunction is going to occur tomorrow at 11:53 p.m. with the moon 1.2 degrees south. So even though we are in the Scorpio zodiac, we're still in the Libra constellation. Zubin al-Janubi is in the Libra constellation. It's a part of the southern scale, or before we had our stars colonized, because just how we had the land down here colonized, the stars were also colonized. This particular star used to be a part of the southern claw of the Scorpio constellation, but now it's part of the southern scale of the Libra constellation. And it's an energy of hindering journeys and stuff like that, because you're not balanced, because we're at the southern part or whatever. So it's kind of like bringing things to a close. It's best to kind of like chill and go inward and just be to self. It's not time to make too many moves or whatever. It brings on the energy of Saturn and Mars, so it can be a very aggressive, violent energy. And a lot of times when there's like Saturn or the moon in this energy, there's usually some type of redemption of people that are being captured or something in that manner, some type of warrior type thing going on. The International Space Station will be visible from 7:55 to 8:01, and then 9:31 to 9:33 on the ecliptical, so that'll be cool. September 29th, we'll still be in the waxing crescent moon of regeneration at 12%. The moon will rise at 10:53. It's at 8:51. We'll still be in the Scorpio zodiac energy. The sun is going to rise at 6:53 a.m. and set at 6:44 p.m. The space station will be visible from 7:11 p.m. to 7:14, and then again from 8:43 p.m. to 8:47 p.m. The moon and the Shuba will be in conjunction at 4:48 a.m. The moon will be 3 degrees 24 minutes east northeast, and minimal angle will occur at 5:01 a.m. The moon will be 0.2 degrees east. Occultation will take place, which is kind of like an eclipse between the moon and another star outside of the sun. We'll be able to observe that at 8:31 p.m. with a 5.4 degree west separation. So the Shuba is a part of the Scorpio constellation. So now we're finally moving from the Libra constellation. So now we are in Scorpio zodiac and Scorpio constellation at the same time. The Shuba is the energy of assault and morality. It has the energy of Mars and Saturn, so we're still dealing with that warrior like energy, a lot of violent, aggressive like energy. Like I told you guys be setting your intentions and your balance and all those different things with Libra, but you will be tested in the Scorpio vibes. Okay. That's pretty much it. It's located at the head of the Scorpion. What else was I saying? The moon and Grapheus will be in conjunction at 6:24 a.m. The moon will be 3.1 degrees south. Minimal angle will occur at 5:29 a.m. where the moon is 3 degrees south-southwest. And you'll be able to observe that at 8:39 p.m. with a 6.7 degree west-southwest separation. All right. So Grapheus is also a part of the Scorpio constellation. It's a part of the claws of the Scorpio constellation. It's still giving off the energy of Mars and Saturn, of like the warrior, like infrastructure type energy. Jupiter's moons at 8:57 a.m. The end of low transition. That's one of Jupiter's moons. At 9:46 a.m. the end of low shadow transit. And then 5:24 p.m. There will be a conjunction between the low moon and Ganymede moon, which are the Galileo moons of Jupiter. And then Saturn's moon Titan sits south of the planet. Saturn is also 5 degrees west of Deneb al-Jheldi. Deneb al-Jheldi is a part of the Capricorn constellation. It's located at the tail of the goat, and it brings on the energy of Saturn and Jupiter being dignified, pious, conservative, also bringing on that generosity, but in a bougie like man. Pinkies up, y'all. So Saturn being so close to that star, again, expect a little bit of friction, a little bit of exercising to your goals and your boundaries, but then also expect a little bit of a bit of a reward for your resilience with that Jupiter energy. Venus will be entering Libra on the 29th as well. So now Venus will be in Libra, second house being ruled by Virgo energy, bringing in that balance of the pentacles and that balance of love and pleasure seeking and things of that nature, and I'm very excited about that. September 30th, we're still in that moon of regeneration, a waxing crescent moon at 21%. The moon will rise at 12:06 p.m. and set at 9:31 p.m. We're still in that Scorpio energy. Sunrise will be at 6:54 a.m. and it will set at 6:43 p.m. The moon and Aries have a minimum angle separation at 5:54 p.m. The moon will be 1.4 degrees north-northeast. Observe that at 7:24 p.m. with a 1.5 degree northeast separation. Conjunction will occur at 5:54 p.m. Moon is 1.4 degrees north. Now, Aries is a star in the Scorpio constellation as well. Is located at the heart of the Scorpion and is actually like a red greenish color. So you might see like a red greenish type tint on the moon at that time. And Aries brings on the energy of Mars and Jupiter. So it has like that motivational war-like energy, but also bringing in that generosity energy, the wealth, all those different things. Again, still being rewarded for your resilience. Like you're setting your intentions earlier this week. Now you're doing the exercising of you setting those intentions, the exercising of you setting those boundaries, the different tests and things like that. And now as we get into like some of these Jupiter/Mars stars, now we're, walking into the space of where you're starting to get your awards. You're starting to get your rewards, your gratification for you standing your ground in those boundaries, all right? The moon, the ISS, the International Space Station, will be visible from 7:54 p.m. to 8 p.m. and then 9:31 p.m. to 9:33 p.m. And they'll be approaching the Boots constellation at that time. So we're going from the Ursa Major to the Boots constellation. October 1st, which is Saturday, we're still in that moon of regeneration, the waxing crescent moon at 30%. The moon will rise at 1:19 p.m. and set at 10:21 p.m. We'll be in the Sagittarius constellation. There will be, the sun is going to rise at 6:55 a.m. and the sun will be setting at 6:41 p.m. There will be a morning visibility of Mercury on the ecliptic. Mercury will be stationary at 12:55 p.m. and then it will begin its prograde motion. So what I wanted to do with y'all, because we did such a really dope job with the autumn equinox on Saturday at 12:30 p.m. I would love to align with you guys and we could just give thanks for Mercury slowing down for us for that period of time that it did. Different, decision making and patterns and different things that we have successfully let go of. And just move forward into new decision making and new patterns and things like that. I think I would like to get into that. We're gonna have like a little open mic circle, if you will, just speaking on that, communicating that with us. And I think I'll do that at 12, so that by 12:55, when Mercury is stationary, we can just breathe it out into prograde motion. That'll be the vibe. So 12 o'clock Saturday, be on the lookout for me, my invite, my flyer, all that stuff. We'll get together at 12 o'clock. The International Space Station will be visible from 7:08 p.m. to 7:13 p.m. and then again from 8:42 p.m. to 8:46 p.m. Still in the Boots constellation. Maki from Coma Berenices constellation will be conjunction with the sun and be furthest from Earth. Now, Maki is associated with Apa Nui and the creation god of Easter Island, where we have like the Stonehenge and things like that. Connection to environmental wisdom, love of nature, beauty, and the Cooper Belt. So with this star being in conjunction with the sun, you definitely feel like a lot of energy of wisdom and love and nature and beauty, and just being in such an alignment with that Libra energy, that Venusian energy, right? M110, the brightest satellite galaxy, the Andromeda galaxy, will reach the highest point in the sky at 1:01 a.m. and it'll be visible at 7:46 p.m. It's a dwarf elliptical galaxy. It's an older galaxy and it's full of blue stars, so it's hotter than our galaxy. October 2nd, which I believe is that Sunday, we're still in the moon of regeneration, the waxing crescent moon at 41%. The moon will rise at 2:25 p.m. and set at 11:21 p.m. Now we're in the Sagittarius zodiac energy. The sun will rise at 6:56 a.m. and set at 6:40 p.m. the Orionid activity begins. That meteor shower is 25 an hour, and it's coming from the area which is located near the elbow area of Orion. Orion is the constellation that represents the hunter, the lover, confidence. He was also a rapist, but we can get into that later. They come from the Orionids actually come from Halley's Comet, and they kind of sit there in that area. And whenever we come through that area, we're like, hey, we're there again. We'll experience the Orionids meteor shower. Where they actually hail from Halley's Comet, which was here last in 1986 and will be returning in 2061. These comets actually, these meteorites, they actually move in the opposite direction of the Earth. And meteor showers are essentially just like the redistribution of minerals, and they bring on transformation energy. So on Sunday, October 2nd, would definitely be a good time to go outside and ground yourself. If grounding yourself is not something that you do on a daily basis, do that on Sunday. It's a good time. The maximum south declination of the moon in this lunar cycle will occur on Sunday. The moon in cause Borealis will be in conjunction at 1:27 p.m. The moon will be 2.6 degrees south. Minimum angle will occur at 12:49 p.m. The moon will be 2.6 degrees south. You can observe it at 7:29 p.m. with a 4 degree southeast separation. Our cause Borealis is actually a star in the Sagittarius constellation. So now we're in Sag zodiac and in the Sag constellation at the same time. This brings on the energy of Jupiter and Mars. So still bringing on that, flex it. And Mars energy is also for the people that decide not to set boundaries for themselves. The people that are deciding not to listen to this Libra moon energy right now that we're being blessed with, and saying, you know what, I'm just gonna let stuff keep going, and I'm gonna let stuff keep sliding, and I'm gonna be cool, and I'm not gonna remove these people from my space, and I'm not gonna require things from these people that I'm giving to. I'm not gonna create these boundaries of reciprocation. That Mars energy is going to beat your ass. If you decide to keep staying in that space that you're in, that head space, that heart space, all those spaces that you're in, is not going to do well for you. It's not going to be successful for you. It's just not. It's not. I don't know what else to say with you, but sometimes it's just not. It's just not. It's not what that's for. And for those of you guys who are tapped into that energy, who are, defeating all these exercises on your boundaries, you guys will be rewarded. And Jupiter energy is going to hail down from you and open new doors for you, and open new spaces and new opportunities for you. So, it may feel like, dang, like I just made this move, and now I feel like getting my ass beat. But like Jupiter will slowly be coming to you on, by the weekend. That generosity energy, and it's not going to be a lot, because mind you, the star isn't all of Jupiter, it's Mars and Jupiter. So it's going to be a little twinkle here, a little twinkle there. Maybe somebody's going to walk into your space and they're going to compliment you, and somebody's going to come and shake your hand and tell you, hey, I admire this or that you do, or it's going to be little things. But it should be enough to make you recognize, okay, I'm being rewarded for these boundaries and the different things that I'm setting the tone for in this Libra season. The International Space Station, it's going to be visible at 7:53 to 7:59, and then again from 9:30 to 9:32. The first quarter moon will also be rising on this evening at 8:15 p.m. And then the moon in Albaltha will be in conjunction at 6:40 a.m. and the moon will be 6:43 degrees south. So as far as Albaltha goes, it is the star in the Sagittarius constellation. Is located in the back head of the Archer, and it brings on the energy of harvest, game, buildings, and it's also a good energy for travelers. Sagittarius is the energy for traveling and expanding self, right? So if you have plans on going on a trip or something, like plan it around the second, do some dope shit for self on the second. M32 of the Andromeda Galaxy, this is the second brightest, highest point in the sky, visible at 7:45 p.m. and it'll be at its highest at 12:59 a.m. So that's cool. You'll be able to see some galaxies out there. On October 3rd, which is Monday, we're bringing this to a close. We'll officially have the first quarter moon rising with us at 52%. It'll rise at 3:32 p.m. and there's no set time for setting. We'll be in the Capricorn zodiac energy with this first quarter moon. So we'll be creating infrastructure for ourselves. So after you get done being exercised and seeing what works and doesn't work and getting your Jupiter rewards, now you can come and create like, okay, this is what worked after I set the boundaries and this is what didn't work. Now we're going to set our laws for self, right? These urges want to take action in your life. During this time, we may deal with self-doubt, obstacles, or discouragement. And that's for my people who don't tap into this Libra moon and let that Mars energy beat your ass. Like, this is probably the time where you start to feel discouraged and obstacles and stuff like that. Or for those of you who don't feel confident in the boundaries you created and you're just like rolling with the punches of things. But if you're confident and you take on these punches to the chin and you still punching back and stuff like that, you will be rewarded. And just keep creating that groundingness for yourself. Capricorn is associated with the root chakra. That's the masculine root chakra. So now it's time to put that gatekeeping energy at the door, right? On Monday, the sun will rise at 6:57 a.m. and it'll be setting at 6:38 p.m. The International Space Station will be visible from 7:05 to 7:13, and then again at 8:41 to 8:46. The moon and Pluto will be in conjunction from 11:23 p.m. The moon is 3.5 degrees south. Minimal angle will occur at 1:21 a.m. with the moon being 3.3 degrees south-southeast, and you'll be able to observe that at 11:51 p.m. with a 3.4 degrees south separation. Because they're both in Capricorn, so like transformation energy coming always, and then also sitting in your power because Pluto energy is the energy of power. So Monday is going to be definitely a powerful day, definitely a day to start off with like a really good mindset, a really good heart set, and just get yourself going. NGC Sculptor Galaxy will be at the highest point of the sky. It'll actually be visible from where we're at 11:38 p.m. to 2:22 a.m. and it'll reach its highest at 1 a.m. This is a starburst galaxy. So it's still undergoing a period of intense star formation. Like the galaxy is not even fully formed. This is a newborn galaxy that's still making stars and stuff. So it's kind of exciting. And we'll be able to see this little baby still being born and learning how to use its motor skills in the middle of the sky. And I think that's a beautiful vibe with us walking into Capricorn energy after dealing with the Libra vibes to the Scorpio vibes, now Capricorn vibes, is solidifying things, and now we have this newborn galaxy showing above us, show us being like born again, new again, as we defeated all these trials and tribulations to our boundaries. And I'm here for it. So that's our planetary forecast for the week. And just to remind you, that galaxy will be mostly visible in the southern hemisphere, but we will see it a bit. All right. I have to pick a different day to do tarot readings. I don't really care. I do like doing tarot readings with you guys, but I don't like to do them in the same episode as the planetary forecast because the planetary forecast be so involved. Like I've already been sitting with you guys for like almost 2 hours. Like I kind of I would have to come up with another day to do the tarot reading for y'all, but never fear, I will be on Prenoria Starseed tonight for Tarot Tuesday. So I will be doing tarot readings tonight. So if you guys are looking for a tarot reading from myself or from Foxy Roxy, please tune in. It's on YouTube. You guys can check out my page on Instagram as well as my page on Facebook. Also on YouTube, I can show you guys the link. So you guys can get your reading tonight. It will not occur in the planetary forecast. I'll be finding a level of separation, but I will be giving you guys readings tonight, and they are free. So, come on, get your free reading. I'll also be giving you guys a little insight on how to create your own tarot cards because we are the new beings and we are here to create new infrastructures in the spiritual community where, it's good to learn about the past so that we can see what worked and didn't work and how and the whys of its workings. At the same token, we're here to create new things. So we're here to create new constellations, new points of healing and spirituality on these grounds. That's why so many people have been motivated to move, even if you've been living in a historical, spiritual space. Now it's time to make new ones because the spiritual space is drained and dead. All right. And now it's time to make our own tarot cards, our own things. It's time for it. So I'll be doing the little things and I'll be giving y'all, a little introduction to the tarot making course that I will be doing in December. And for those of you guys who will be tapped into Preneur Star Seed After Dark, you guys will get a really cool code that'll give you guys a discount for my tarot class. And that's what I have for y'all. I appreciate y'all tapping in, for y'all sharing and everything like that. If you guys are just getting tapped in, you can find this video on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. So peace, y'all. Let me close my tab.